here with What's New in Electronics at SMTconnect 2022 in Nuremberg. And today I have the pleasure of chatting with Valentin. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. What brings you here to SMTconnect?
Well, I'm from Nano Dimension, and
Yes.
Nano Dimension acquired SMTec. SMTec is showcasing here the current products, the fox and the spider and the tarantula. It's a whole zoo of animals. And Nano Dimension is a company that has invented a 3D printing technology for electronics. And with the acquisition and the merger of SMTec, we are going deeper now into the electronics industry, into the SMT, and we are starting to work closer together on product development, go-to-market, and also strategic development.
So how recent was this merger?
It happened in November.
Okay,
Actually, I think for Productronica was more or less the day we could announce it.
Gosh, okay.
At this time we had two different booths, and now everything is coming together.
And so how's that?
Blue tie.
So hence the blue tie, I love it. So how's that worked in terms of collaborating, in terms of coming together?
Yes, so the teams are working closer together. A big thing is that we have a big new facility in Boston, where also we are recruiting and the teams coming together from SMTec and Nano Dimension, and we have teams that are working together in the product development, because in the future we want to develop 3D printed electronics.
Okay.
Essentially maybe a cube or any shape.
Yes.
With embedded components in place. And the technology of SMTec, the pick and place, and our 3D printing technology combine then to this point so we can create new products.
And so is this being launched at the show?
This is already live, and then that's 3D printed.
Fantastic.
Like you probably
Yes,
heard about
absolutely.
3D printers. We can 3D print electronics, and you can use SMTec machines to populate it with components.
Fantastic. So in terms of next steps, where do you see this product?
We are thinking of bringing both technologies together into one machine. That would allow for new product introduction and rapid prototyping, and would allow the electronics industry to use agile methods of product development. Already today you can have a Dragonfly system to print a PCB, and an SMTec Fox machine to populate the components and even glue it with silver epoxy. So those two machines would be enough to have a complete prototype in your lab without having the need to go to a PCB shop.
So in terms of obviously with COVID and everything that's happened over the past couple of years, is that something that's impacted you all? Obviously from a global perspective, yes, but in terms of coming out of that now, looking into this new season, how would you see yourself going forward?
Yeah, so I'm a bit cautious making predictions now.
Of
what
course,
is happening the next
no one has a
month.
crystal ball.
Especially with what has happened in geopolitical things. But I think we see a general trend that is very beneficial for us. Europe and the United States see that they need to bring back parts of the supply chain on ground. Because with COVID and what is happening now in Asia, we don't know how the supply chain will look like. With geopolitical changes, and we don't know where they're going. Global supply chains, energy supply could be different. So we believe this will help for a more on-the-ground production.
Yes.
And what we are doing is essentially all going into the high mix, low volume segment. So what SMTec is doing is high mix, low volume. What we are doing is high mix, low volume. And we believe that this is a great starting point for the electronics industry in Europe to do more on the ground.
So in terms of that industry, and there's a skill shortage, as it were, in terms of investment on the ground level, how would you see that going forward?
You mean skill shortage in human resources?
Yes.
That's challenging.
Yeah.
and I guess there's a war for talents. I think we can benefit because I think we have a convincing story. We want to make the electronics industry greener, more environmental friendly, not use so many chemicals, only produce what you need, maybe even repair.
Yes.
And I think in this future vision that combines in also with changing, people are buying in. But it's challenging, I can tell you.
Are you still finding that you're dealing with the same issues that you had prior to COVID? Or do you think that actually people now have a different mindset, so therefore you're having to change how you market and how you communicate?
I need to think about that because basically for us in most of the things that we are doing, it's green fields. Yes, SMTech has an existing large customer base, but for example, we acquired a deep learning company, an AI company with a special setup that allows to bring the advantages of deep learning into every machine without the need of huge computing power to improve the quality and consistency and the reliability of processes. And we believe we can implement that into a lot of machines. So I know I didn't answer your question.
You
really.
have. I think it's a case of watch this space. I think it's let's see what the future holds, and none of us know. But
I think for us it's more about building the future than dealing with the past and events.
And by the sounds of things, you've got established relationships all around, which is going to set you apart.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much.
Take care.